College football kicks off the new year with the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl between the 8th-ranked Cincinnati Bearcats and the 9th-ranked Georgia Bulldogs. The Bearcats are looking to end the season with perfection and prove to the committee that they deserve the shot in the college football playoff. And the Bulldogs are looking for a win to build off of and head into the offseason with. My bets for this game was UGA +7 and UGA -280 for the money line pick. Some key stat lines for the game was, for the Bulldogs, JT Daniels threw 26 for 38, 392 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. And George Pickens had 7 receptions for 135 yards and a touchdown. Key stats for the Bearcats were quarterback Ritter threw 24 for 37, 206 yards, and 2 touchdown passes. And running back Jerome Ford had 8 carries for 97 yards and 1 touchdown. Just going through my notes of the game, in the first quarter, the first drive for the Bulldogs, they failed to get the run game going with Zamir White, and they had to just punt after 5 plays. Cincinnati also tried to air the ball out early, and they went 3 and out. Later on in the quarter, Cincinnati got good field position after a shanked Georgia punt, and it leads to a 42-yard touchdown drive where quarterback Ritter went 3 for 3 for 39 yards. Georgia got all the way down to the 12-yard line in just 2 plays, and then JT Daniels throws an interception to Kobe Bryant. And Georgia ends the quarter by getting 2 big passing plays that lead to a George Pickens touchdown. In the second quarter, the Bearcats started spreading the ball around and driving down the field. They have to settle for 3 after an illegal man down the field penalty, and that ultimately leads to a field goal that gets blocked, which is a very key point in this game. JT Daniels started taking advantage of soft coverage by going with deep shots down the field, and even though they get into the red zone, the Georgia drive stalls out since they cannot score a touchdown, and they have to settle for a field goal on the Cincinnati 20. Cincinnati started driving down the field at the end of the second quarter, and they go on a 9-play, 75-yard touchdown drive to end the half, with Ritter getting an 11-yard touchdown pass to Wiley. Now, some of my halftime thoughts were that Georgia needed to establish the run game. They only had 18 rushing yards in the first half, and Kirby Smart and this offense doesn't really do well unless they have an established run game. Georgia needed to improve on third downs headed into the second half. They were just 0 for 4 on third down conversions. Cincinnati did a great job of spreading the ball around. Ritter was getting the ball to his playmakers. And the Bearcat defense was doing great against the run. And that these teams needed to make the proper adjustments and execute in order for either one to get the win. Coming out of halftime in the third quarter, Cincinnati gets a 79-yard touchdown run on the opening drive. Jerome Ford breaks through the Georgia defense. Georgia tries to open up the run game. They convert a 4th and 5 with a 20-yard completion, though Daniels got sacked and fumbled the ball later on the Cincinnati 18-yard line. Again, another instance where they could not take advantage of getting into the red zone and don't come away with any points. The Bearcat defense gave the Cincinnati offense multiple chances for them to break away from the Bulldogs. Georgia failed a 4th and 1 conversion on the Cincinnati 25. And the offense continued to struggle against the Bearcat defense. Yet the Bearcat offense and Ritter were never able to take advantage of this. In the fourth quarter, the Georgia defense tightened up on the Bearcats. They forced key fumbles that led to a Georgia touchdown. The Georgia touchdown was a 9-yard run by Zamir White, yet they failed the 2-point conversion. So the score was left 16-21. Cincinnati was still up. The Bulldogs shut down their offense in the second half. Cincinnati was not able to get anything going or anything at all. Georgia offense gets 2 key big plays that leads them all the way down to the red zone. And again, they still cannot score in the red zone, and they have to settle for 3. Subtracting the Cincinnati lead once more, making the score 19-21. Cincinnati still up and with a chance to still win the game. The Bulldog offense could not execute when they needed to, and it could cost them the game. Yet the Georgia defense was still giving them opportunities. This led to the final drive of the game. Cincinnati was in prevent defense, and whenever a team gets in prevent defense with the offense only needed a field goal to win, they're more than likely going to lose this game. And that's exactly what happened. Georgia drives down the field in a few plays, and they kick a 53-yard field goal for the win. And Georgia comes out on top. Now on to my post-game thoughts and my breakdown of the game. The game was hard and closely fought all the way up until the end. Watching the game really shows all the opportunities that each team had and was given to win. Both the Bearcats and the Bulldog defenses really did come to play. My breakdown for Cincinnati. The Bearcats came out strong and got an early lead. They struggled to move the ball down the field consistently, but were able to put together some nice scoring drives. After the long touchdown run early in the third quarter, the Bearcat offense was not able to produce at all on the offensive side. Their drives consisted of 3 3-and-outs, a fumble, 2 punts, one was a 7-play drive, one was a 5-play drive, and a safety at the very end of the game. Cincinnati was given multiple chances to win this game, and they just failed to do so. They had a 4th-and-6 conversion that they did not take advantage of. How many times do I have to say this? Whenever you go into prevent defense at the end of the game, you're going to give up yards and possibly lose. That's exactly what happened. Cincinnati went into prevent defense, had 3 men rushing to get to JT Daniels. All he was doing was simple little nickels and dimes all the way down the field. Eventually, they get in field goal range, and we all know what happened after that. I'm going to break down for UGA. They were able to move the ball down the field, yet they were never able to establish a run game. They were held to just 45 rushing yards. JT Daniels played really well. He threw for nearly 400 yards, and he had a touchdown as well. He was able to connect with one of his favorite targets, George Pickens, on big games. UGA defense gave up big plays in the first half of the game and trailed 21-10 in the third quarter. After the Bulldogs gave up a 79-yard touchdown run, they played absolute shutdown defense for the rest of the game. They gave up 19 yards to the Bearcat offense for the rest of the game. Again, they gave up 19 yards. They set the offense up to take advantage of the Bearcats' prevent defense and eventually a 53-yard game-winning field goal. This game was almost lost by Georgia because they were never able to take advantage of red zone opportunities. As history says it, they were able to come back and ultimately win this game. The game was hard fought, and Georgia and Cincinnati are headed into 2021 with a bright future ahead of them.